watching Tulipswift. Last night was the release of Taylor Swift's 6th studio album, Reputation. I'm dressed to the occasion, as you can see. I can't really do the face, but I tried my best. And so today I'm going to show you the original book tag that I made for Reputation. I just kind of like scrambled these questions together the best I could to relate to the songs. If you have better questions, feel free to change and make them better. And I hope you guys do this book tag. I tag everyone watching, and especially all the Taylor Swift fans I follow. I'm gonna tweet to them, but like, you know who you are, so you better do this tag. Track 1, ready for it. Your favorite first book in a series. I've answered this on a different tag, and the answer is still the same. It's Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I love this book so much because there's so much packed into this story. Whole new characters, whole new place, and Emma Carstairs is my favorite literary character of all time. So, track 2, Endgame. The biggest endgame that you rooted for. I'm gonna say Rose and Dimitri from Vampire Academy. How much they go through, you have no idea. It's insane. Not in this first book, but that's just the one I happen to be holding. I was rooting for them, and I didn't know if they were gonna make it. And I never had like that much doubt about like an OTP before, so it's difficult. Track 3, I Did Something Bad. A book you may have accidentally spoiled for someone. Okay, I know you guys are gonna pretend like you've never done this, like it's so horrible, but it happens. And I've done it so many times, and the worst part is I can't even remember. Like, I couldn't think of an answer for this, but like I know that I've done it a lot because not on purpose. So the example I'm gonna give you is City of Bones. Well, I guess I kind of spoiled City of Glass. I was talking to a Shadowhunters fan. She watched the TV show, and she thought they were brother and sister, and I just kind of didn't realize that the show doesn't establish what happens in the third book. Don't blame me. The most embarrassing book that you went crazy for anyway. I mean, like, embarrassing is like a term, or you can just do like an unlikely book or like a underrated book or something. I'm gonna go with The Infinite Sea by Ricky Yancey. Everyone hated the second book in this series, let's be real, except me. Of course I loved it, because I'm weird. Yeah, I actually didn't like this series after the first book, but after I read The Infinite Sea, I was like, this is my jam. I love Ricky Yancey. Aliens are my new favorite thing. Track 5, Delicate, a book you fell in love with from the first page. I'm gonna say Top 10 by Katie Cotugno. I guess like when I started the book, I had the hype like really high just because I just loved the premise and I love the characters. After I kept reading, like, it didn't turn out like as amazing as I wanted. It's very fun, and I love the setup of the story. So after page 1, I was in. I was like, this is, everyone, you have to read this. So, track 6, Look What You Made Me Do, a character that rose up from the dead. Honey, I rose up from the dead, I do it all the time. I'm going to say Ruby from The Darkest Minds. An amazing character. Ready for that movie. I want it right now. Okay, Ruby from book 1 to book 3. Love her. Rose up from the dead. That's my girl. Track 7, So It Goes, a series that made everything else disappear. My answer for this is Shatter Me. This series especially makes me think of this because I remember when I was reading Unravel Me, we were watching a play in class. I was like a sophomore, I think, and we had to like write a paper on this play. Like, it wasn't just like a fun movie time, like it was important. And I was sitting in the back like reading Unravel Me like this is the most important thing in my life right now. And I just, that's series I would read anywhere, and like everything else would disappear. Track 8, Gorgeous, a character that made you want to sink and drown and die. Sink and drown and die. So my answer for this one is Jacob Black. I feel like Jacob Black has a special place in my heart, so he's my gorgeous character for track 8. Track 9, Getaway Car, a book or book series that you abandoned. I usually stick out books and book series, but this one, The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, I started this one 2 years ago, but obviously like I have it with me in my dorm, like I'm trying to finish it. I even took notes because that's how I was back in 2015. So I want to finish it, I want to get into it, but I mean, this is the most abandoned book that I have. So that's my answer. Track 10, King of My Heart, your OTP. This question you can answer across all platforms. You can do TV show, you can do real life, you can do movies, you can do fanfic, whatever you want. It's still pretty hard for me, and I usually have like a very specific list of favorite things, and OTP is just, it's always changed, but a pretty constant one, and the one I like to answer, I'm gonna say Clary and Jace from Mortal Instruments. I love them, and I've seen them grow up together. Not to say that they end up together, because that would be a spoiler. Track 11, Dancing with Our Hands Tied. A character you would stick by through an avalanche. I'm sorry there's been so much Cassie Clare in this video, but my answer for this one is Simon Lewis. I mean, man, he could become like a villain, and I'd be like, that's my boy Simon. I can't help it. He's just so cute and so nice, and he would never do anything wrong, but I would stick by him anyway. He's such a good-natured person and such a nice Jewish boy, so Simon Lewis, everybody. Track 12, Dress. Characters you don't want to be best friends. For this question, you can do friends that end up together or something like that, but my intention is that you pick like two friends in a book series that you think should be like romantically involved. So my answer for this one is Newtmas, and if you're not into the Maze Runner, which 99% of you are not into the Maze Runner because that's just how booktube is, Newt and Thomas. And I mean, they really became a thing after the movie because Thomas Brody Sangster and Dylan O'Brien have so much chemistry on screen. Newtmas forever. Track 13, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, darling, cause we break them. Okay, I don't even know if I sang that right. That was in a different key. For this question, what is a book that you destroyed? And if you have never destroyed a book, it's not like I do it on purpose, okay? I'm very clumsy, and especially if it's like a school book or a used book and it's just in a backpack, it gets bent up and the pages get bent and folded, and this was actually quite recently that I've been reading. I just finished The Great Gatsby. It was a reread, and it was for class, so I had it in my backpack, and I mean, look at this copy. It was already bad, okay? It was already bad. But the unfortunate thing is that it did break in half, and I taped it back together, but this is why we can't have nice things. Track 14, Call It What You Want. A book you finally finished this year. At least I did one thing right. This is kind of a weird answer, but I actually didn't know if I would ever finish Lord of Shadows because it came out the week that I was graduating from high school, and I was like, that's not a big deal, like I'm just gonna read it in one day and it will be over. No, my mind was everywhere. Even if I had free time, I just couldn't sit down and read Lord of Shadows. It actually took me 3 months. I started it at the end of May and didn't finish it till August. So when everyone had finished Lord of Shadows and I wasn't even like halfway done. Track 15, New Year's Day. A bookish memory or encounter you will always hold on to. So this one is intended to be something that happened in your real life that had to do with possibly meeting a friend that liked the same book as you, or meeting the author that wrote your favorite book, going to a bookish event or something. So I'm very fortunate that I went to a book convention, and I have a lot of little instances like this, but I'm gonna say the best thing that ever happened to me was the panel that I went to, which was Sarah J. Maas, Victoria Aveyard, Laini Taylor. So meeting authors sucks because you are just gonna embarrass yourself and hate it. It's just the worst. But listening to a panel was really fun. I really enjoyed that because you're there for like an hour and you don't have to wait in line, and they're all just like talking about the books that you love. So that was so much fun. So that was the Reputation book tag. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys have listened to Reputation like 1,000 times because that's what I'm gonna do today. And what is your favorite track off of Reputation? I don't know. I really like This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and I really like I Did Something Bad. I mean, I'm obviously tagging everyone. I just want to especially tag Jenna from Jenna Clark, and Lexi, and Maddie, and Sarah. I don't want to forget anyone. And then like all the big Taylor Swift fans, Maureen, Christine, Kat. If you do this video, I will send you 1,000 avocados. It's been 3 years, and I'm really happy that we got this album. It's amazing. And if you haven't listened to it, go do that. Why are you here? So thank you so much for watching. I love you so much.